We're live.
Okay. Thanks. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, June 19th. It's just after 8 a.m. and this is Finance Committee of the Darien Board of Education. And we start off this meeting with the review of the May 2025 financial report.
So this is the May financial report. We are forecasting a projected surplus of $527,013, which is a slight improvement from the prior month of April of about $6,700. There aren't many changes, but we do have some savings and special ed legal fees, which are trending under budget by $11,980. We have some salary savings from a vacant HVAC position and a painter position of $4,200. And then ELP tuition will be short by just under $9,500, as we did have some late reclassifications of students to IEPs. Overall, general education RCs are forecasted a positive 15,057. And then special education RCs are forecasted a positive 511,956. In total, $527,000 surplus. Just going through the RCs relatively quickly. Again, RC 12 maintenance shows a positive balance of 10,065. This is salary savings again from the vacant painter and HVAC position. The HVAC position, we do have somebody who's going to start June 30th. And then a painter position that's going to start that same day as well. Then going to RC 24, as I mentioned, special ed legal fees are showing a slight positive balance of just under $12,000 as they are trending slightly under budget. As we mentioned in previous finance committees, the large driver for the positive balance this year is the additional $40 million that the state put into excess costs for fiscal year 25. That will increase our reimbursement to 72.8%. The state has indicated that they're doing it in 3 installments. So we've received 2 of the installments so far to date, which would be the typical normal installments, and that 40 million, our share of that 40 million is coming next week. And then again, in RC 26, tuition ended up slightly below expectations, about $99,485.
Any questions?
So I have some 2 questions. And they're not in this memo particular, but where we voted to buy the ViewSonics, where would that show up?
So the equipment purchases in RC 15 under equipment. And so that transfer was done at the prior board meeting, which is why it's not as a transfer. But you'll see the fund was in RC 15.
Okay, great. And then just.
But just, sorry, just to be
sure.
clear. So that is reflected
That's reflected in
already. So the 527
includes the $55,000
that has gone, okay. Just sorry. I just want to make that really clear.
And so then we're left with the 527. We have, when do we vote what to do with that? We haven't actually made that decision as a board, correct?
So you have until June 30th to spend that money. Otherwise, it does go back to the town.
So if we do nothing, it just automatically goes back?
And we've had a couple board discussions over
Yeah.
there.
I didn't know whether there was a vote that we voted to send back or if it was.
Yeah.
So it doesn't officially go back to the town until we close out our books and we do that final financial report in usually late August. But you have until June 30 to obligate that.
So in talking about closing out the accounts, that process just briefly and how you do that.
So right now we have about 280 open purchase orders that we kind of go through. All the payroll is out as of actually this Friday. We have some bills that tend to lag. So for example, like electricity, we consume electricity on June 30th, but you don't get billed on June 30th. And so we'll have to wait for those bills to come in. Typically, we look to have the books closed by the first week of August because we do have to do a state report called the EFS, which is due to the state on September 1st or whatever that first business day of September is. Failure to get that submitted to the state is a $10,000 fine for the Board of Education. So we've never obviously missed that, and so you've never been fined. So that's kind of the deadline in terms of getting everything done. And then what ends up happening is there is a Board of Ed town reconciliation that occurs. So for accounting purposes and for the audit, we're essentially like a department of the town. And so once that reconciliation happens, let's say the ending amount is $527,013. At that point, that goes back to the town, and the town will make an entry to put that back in their general fund.
Any other questions? Any questions, Jill or Greg? I don't see any.
I'm good.
Okay. Anything in the grants or food service, a note or?
So just for the food service, again, we're operating at kind of like that net zero this year, and so we have moved over about 260,000. So we're essentially flat for the year, and it's been another good year for the program. And there are no new grants to report of for this fiscal year.
Okay. Budget transfers, we have none.
Yep, there are no transfers this month.
Any public comment?
There's nobody online or in the audience.
So before I close out, I just want to, this is our last finance meeting, right,
It is,
together?
yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
is.
So I'll use like 2 seconds to just say thank you. I guess this is my 3rd year, I think, as finance chair, and yeah, working with you and Rich on this and the transparency and the clarity and what we've done with this budget under some constraints is, I think, pretty remarkable. So thanks for being part of that. And I know there'll be a lot more words at the last Board of Ed meeting, but thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. With that, we will adjourn this finance committee meeting at 8:09, I guess. Thank you. Oh, sorry.